This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is Art Attack. Welcome once again to Art Attack, the Big Art Show. It's good to be back. Now, if you haven't seen Art Attack before, then your eyeballs are in for a big shock. If you have seen Art Attack, you know this is the place where we have fun with art and go wild with paint. Just watch this. Great effect, and you can do it as small as you like. Come and have a look at this. Now, just take some of this ready-mixed poster paint you get in a bottle and just squidge a little dollop out onto your paper. Then get another colour and go round it in a circle. It's blowing bubbles at me there. That's it. And then another colour. And go round with another circle. And another colour. And go round that again in a circle. You can use as many colours as you like, actually. Then, take one of these cocktail sticks or a straw, and this is the good bit. Start in the centre, just flick out, going right through all the circles. Just flick really hard. And there it is, slowly but surely, in front of your eyes. It creates a sort of Mad Catherine wheel. Great effect, very easy to do, and you can do it as small as you like or as big as you like.
Hello, Head here. That is a right grand effect. Squidging. It's a bit messy though, so put some paper down first. I did one of those. You've got to see this. Make sure you dry it nice and flat though.
And now, the weather forecast. The weather over the next 3 minutes will be changeable, starting with very bright sunshine, which will make everything sizzling hot. Sizzle, sizzle. And everybody very sweaty. Ooh. Then in from the east, we'll have cloudy weather blowing in, which will then turn to storm clouds. Bit of charcoal on there. Smudge it up a little bit. And thunder and lightning. It will then start to rain, very light at first, dripping off everything, becoming heavier later, leading to localised flooding. A couple of little sixes on the floor there, looks like puddles. The rain will then turn to snow, a couple of snowflakes up top, leaving fluffy white caterpillars on the trees and fences and just about everywhere else. And there's a good tip. If you draw little blue C's on the edge of your fluffy white caterpillars, it makes them look even fluffier. And on the snowman, put some blue chalk and smudge that over a bit. Real thick, fluffy snow there. High winds will then blow in from one side of your cartoon. And of course, you won't be able to see the wind, just the effect it has. So leaves will be blown off the trees, and everything else will be blown over to one side. So whatever you do, hold tightly onto your hats and very tightly onto your umbrellas. Try it yourself. Put some weather into your cartoons.
Hey, that's a nice tip, that. And remember, you can't actually see the wind. You can only see what it does. Hey! Who left that window open? Oh.
Do you know what I've always wanted to do? Create a picture that's absolutely priceless.
That is a right royal masterpiece. And all that money! Of course, I've done one of those. It only takes a bit of creative imagination. Hey, you want to see it? It's called Full Moon.
My name is Stuart. I made the body out of potato and the hair out of starfruit.
My name's Katie and I've done this out of sponge.
My name's Gavin and I printed these from lino block. Hello, my name's Claire. I printed these 2 prints from this block.
Great art attacks there, and the truth is you can print using almost anything. For instance, I've got some string here that I've stuck to the back of some cardboard, and I'm going to place that in the paint and squidge it in, get the paint all over it, and then simply print it onto my card. There it is, creates that lovely textured effect, the texture of the string. Give it one more. I'm actually going to create a picture. What is it? I'm not going to tell you. You can also print using bread. Now, the good thing about bread is that you can cut it into almost any shape. You just got to be careful with it. And again, you get this lovely textured finish. Just press it on, make sure it prints, lift it, and there it is. Good one. Another thing you can print with is half a potato. And again, you can cut this into any shape you want. Don't know whether you can guess what this is. It's beginning to take shape. Another one of my favourite things for printing with is cardboard. And the beauty about cardboard is, again, you can cut that into any shape. A bit like Batman's logo, that. But it's not. I'm going to do another 2 of them. One there. Just paint it, press it, print it. Again, you get those lovely texture marks there. You can feel the paint all sucking underneath there, all squelchy. It is. Now, I'm also going to print using the side of a piece of cardboard. So you get a straight edge, one in there, and one in there. And the old favourite, sponge. You can cut it into any shape, small as you like, or as big as you like. Just plop it on top, give it a good pressing, and just watch this suck up now. Look at that. Lovely. And of course, it wouldn't be printing if I didn't get my hands dirty, would it? Get them stuck in there, get the paint all over them. There we go. Right on the edge. Carefully lift it up. And there he is. Of course, you don't have to print onto something. You can always take a print off something. Try it yourself. A paint it, press it and print it attack. I'll see you next time. Ta-ra! This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is Art Attack. Hello there, welcome once again to Art Attack, the big art show that gives your eyeballs a shock. How old do you think this prehistoric fossil is? 2 million years? 3 million years? 10. 10 minutes old. Come and have a look at this. Now you need to draw a fish onto some cardboard and cut it out. So you've got a shape that looks something like that. Then cut the tail off, cut the head off, and you're left with the body. Then the idea is to snip slots in the body all the way along, just going 3/4 of the way up. Now, a quick tip, if you have trouble cutting cardboard, then soak it in water first. That's it, just being careful of my fingers there, and creating a sort of comb effect. Now, when you've done that, just turn it round and bend these prongs first one way, then the other. One way, the other, alternating them all the way along. But slowly but surely, you create a fish skeleton. Then take the head, bend that as well, like that, in the front, and then the tail, bend that over, and put that at the back. Doesn't matter if you rip it. Now, you know what happens to bones throughout the years? Well, they crumble. So, I'm just going to crunch them up a little bit. Again, it doesn't matter if it tears, just crunch it up. It all adds to the effect. Now, you know the way fossils are made? Layer upon layer of sand, soil, and rubble build up on top of a skeleton. Well, this fossil is made with layer upon layer of toilet paper. Now, I've got some PVA glue here. I've mixed it half and half with water. This is the squidgy bottle glue. It's actually school glue, isn't it? I'm just going to slop it on there, slop it all over the skeleton. Now, you don't need to stick the skeleton down to the board, because what happens is the toilet paper soaks in the glue and sticks the whole lot down, and you just paint the glue right across the top. You don't have to be neat. Now, the idea is to completely cover it with 3 or 4 layers of toilet paper, and when you've done that, it will look something like this. There it is. And while it's still wet, you don't wait for it to dry. You take some sand, and you literally sprinkle the sand all over your skeleton. That's it, just cover the whole lot. If you haven't got any sand, you could, of course, use some yellow powder paint. If you haven't got any yellow powder paint, see if you can borrow some flour from the kitchen. You could paint it yellow afterwards. There it is, completely covered. Then let that set for about 2 minutes, but no longer than that. Otherwise, all the sand soaks the glue up and it all falls apart. So after about 2 minutes, you're left with something that looks like that, and it's just a case of shaking off all the excess sand, and there you have a fossilized fish. Of course, you don't have to do a fish. Leave the tail off, make the body a bit longer, and do a fossilized snake, or make the ribs a bit bigger and do a fossilized dinosaur, or draw around your hand onto some card, cut it out, bend it, and do a fossilized human hand. And you know, you don't have to use sand. Watch this. Try some glitter. A fossilized showbiz snail.
So put down lots of cardboard, PVA glue, toilet paper and sand, and you can make things look thousands of years old. Don't you think it makes me look so much younger?
Very nice, very nice. Oh, by the way, don't go and nick the school one. One of those machines in the wrong hands could be disastrous.
How do you give your artwork that final professional touch? Well, you could always frame it, not with a picture frame, but with a circle. Now, you need something circular to draw around, so I've got this plastic cup. And here's a drawing I've done. It's a silhouette picture of two heads. Now, what I'm going to do is place the cup halfway up the drawing and take a pen and very carefully go around, drawing all the way around the cup. Don't go through the picture, just side to side. Lift it off, and there it is, beautifully framed. And it works for any type of picture. Here's another little picture I've done of a cottage. Now, I have to admit, this is the type of cottage I'd like to live in. Look at that. Now, I need a bigger circle for this, so I'm going to bring in some sellotape. And also, I'm going to use one of these. It's a gold pen. They're brilliant for adding a final finishing touch themselves. I'm just going to draw carefully around the sellotape. If you need a bigger circle, just try drawing around plates. Carefully lift it off. And again, beautifully framed. Now, there's something else you can do to this. I'm just going to bring in a ruler. I'm just going to draw 3 lines either side of the circle, roughly about the same length, and just touching the side of the circle. There it is. And there is something else you can add to your picture, a fancy ribbon. Now, don't worry, not a real one, a drawn one. Have a look at this. What you do is you bring the corners down here, like that. Now, don't worry, it's not as complicated as it looks. I'll show you how to do that. You've just got to remember 2S, right? There's a 2 and there's an S. If you practice them, draw them together like that, and then just do curved lines on the edges, all the edges like that, about 1 centimetre long, and just join them up. There it is, all the way round. And you can put some fancy bits in, and you get good at it. And it just adds to that final professional touch if you put a little message in the ribbon. And let's see what I know what I'll write here. Home, sweet And there it is. Just give your artwork that final professional touch.
It's a nice tip, that. How to make your pictures look great by finishing them off well. Just look at me, an ordinary sort of statue made to look absolutely wonderful by the finishing touch of the laurel leaves. Hello? Hello?
My name's Poppy. This is my dad's ear. This is my dad's mouth. Put them together and he looks like this.
My name's Sarah and I painted a mouth on a pillowcase.
My name's Holly. I painted this ear on a pillowcase.
My name's Sarah and these are the eyes I painted on my pillowcase.
Great art attack from Bedgebury School. Take each part of the face and put them together to make a jigsaw face. Now, there are loads of different ways that you can create the parts of the face. Here, I'm doing an ear print. Nice and smudgy there. I've been using face paint on my ears. Makes me look like a pixie. Now, I think for the nose, what I'm going to do is just use ordinary watercolour poster paint. See a nice big nose in the middle there. And 2 nostrils. I'm using loads of different colours here. It all adds to the silly effect. Now, for the eyes, another technique is to cut out eyes from a magazine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them there. I don't want to give it away too soon. And for the hair, I've taken some scrap paper and I've snipped slots in it like this and then just scrunched those bits up. So that's the hair. And for the mouth, well, I think what I'm going to do is try another technique. I'll do a mouth in felt tip pen. So I'm going to draw a big pair of juicy lips. There it is. On the bottom lip. Now, I'm going to draw a zigzag rectangle there. You'll see why in a minute. Colour the lips in. Make them nice and red and rosy. Just make that bit a bit bigger on the side there. And just keep colouring it in. And it doesn't matter if you leave little white bits, because it makes it look as if the lips are shining. And you can see what I'm doing with this rectangle here. Again, I'm leaving that white, and it looks like light is shining on those red lips. So, okay, just put the mouth in there like that. And there it is. And what do they look like when you put them all together? Well, we'll soon find out. Let's put the eyes in. Put them slanted a bit there, I think. Put the mouth up there. Let's see for these ears. I've done that ear. And the other ear here. There it is. And what does it look like with the hair on? Very silly, I think. Now, the good thing about doing faces in parts like this is that not only can you try out different features and make it even funnier, but if you do make a mistake on one of the features, you can throw it away and you don't have to start the whole thing again. Of course, you can make it as funny as you like, using any technique you like, as big as you like. Aye, aye. Fiddle with your facial features and give yourself a jigsaw face attack. I'll see you next time. Ta-ra.
This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is Art Attack.
Hello there, welcome to Art Attack. Now, don't worry, I'm not practicing a new dance routine. I'm printing my own personalised stationery by putting my footprint onto envelopes. It's great fun to do, and when it's dry, you can just write right across the envelope, like that, and use it to send off your letters. Now, personalised stationery with your own design on it can cost anything up to £100 if you go to a printer's. So what I do is I get some cheap paper and envelopes and I print my own. Now, of course, the writing paper that goes with those footprint envelopes has got to be hand-printed. Now, to do this, I'm using ordinary poster paint, or you can use powder paint. And when it's dry, it looks something like this. You can write right across it, and I think it gives it a very professional finish. Another way to print your own stationery is to use cardboard cutouts. Now, I've got a cardboard cutout here of a fish shape. I've got my initial. I've got a house, that's always a good one. I've got a heart and a straightforward square. Now, what you need to do is get about 10 centimetres of sellotape, fold it back on itself like that, sticky side out, slip it onto your finger, and you can then use it to pick up one of your cardboard shapes into the paint, and again, just picking it up very carefully, you can use that to print with. And the good thing about cardboard printing is it gives this brilliant textured finish. Look at that. And I've done all of these just by using cardboard. Of course, you can experiment. There's many different ways that you can do it. What about using the wrong end of a felt tip pen? All right, well, let's try this out. A bit of red there. And print onto there, onto the envelope, and into the top corner. Squidge that on a bit more there. And then another colour, I think, maybe green. Try a print there, a print on the envelope. You can always go back for more paint if you need it, which I do. And in the corner. And then another technique is just using fingertips. Yellow, I think. 1, 2, 3. Just about there. Just smudge that one out. There it is. And then get the thin black felt tip pen. Just draw some string. There it is. And there. Aye, what's that? Okay, that's a little one in the distance. Up top there. And there you have your own personalised stationery with balloons blowing in the wind. Suppose you could call it airmail.
Hey, that looks really good. And it's only painted cardboard shapes on plain old, boring old paper and envelopes. You have a go. Keep your designs nice and simple. Or you'll have to write very short letters. Nice. Oh, by the way, if you do have a go at one of those, make sure you clear up afterwards.
How do you make your cartoons make a noise? Cartoon sound effects. Now, we all know that to make a cartoon character speak, you put his words inside a speech bubble. But when you put words outside of a speech bubble, they become sound effects. Now, there are loads of different types of sound effects you can try. Quiet noises. And there are large, chunky ones for the louder noises. And for the louder noises, you can always put a jagged edge around it. I always think it makes it look even louder. What about for long, drawn-out noises? Well, make it long and drawn out. Bzzz. And for shorter noises, make your word shorter. What about noises that get louder? I'll just simply make the letters bigger and bigger. There it is. So it all depends what type of sound you're looking for, whether it's long or short, quiet or loud, and put some cartoon sound effects into your cartoons. Now here's a cartoon comic strip that I've been drawing, and I want to put some sound effects into it. So there's our hero. He's walking home one night, and what's he doing? He's a musical note in there. He's just whistling. It's a good sound effect, that. From the castle on top of the hill, he suddenly hears a cry for help. Help! It's a very long cry, long word. He runs up to the castle, pushes open the old oak door slowly. Spooky noises like that. So it's good to do the words wobbly. When he got inside the castle, everything was very dark. Suddenly, there was a very loud and chunky crash of thunder. And a bit of lightning. Yes. Everything was still and dark. And from the corner of the room, he heard... Well, don't know how to spell that, so I'm just going to put... Again, wobbly, spooky lines there, going up and down. He'd peered into the darkness. He couldn't see anything. Suddenly, there was a puff of smoke. For those muffled noises, it's always good to put your word in a cloud of dust and then have some gust marks coming out the side, like that. Standing there in front of him, in a weird sort of light, was a ghost, making the most awful noises. Now I'm going to put some dribble marks in here, and that will help the sound effect. Look at that. Not very nice at all. Our hero leapt at the ghost, and they both fell to the floor with rather a loud bang. So again, big, chunky, loud noise. And sometimes the noise is so loud, it fills the frame and goes over the edge. If there are two noises, a bang and crash, and put them both in the frame. When the lights went on, our hero was standing there holding a white sheet, underneath which were two of his mates, laughing their heads off. It had all been a rather sick joke. His mates laughed. Louder, and louder, and even louder. Look at that. And what did our hero think of this? Well, it's totally unrepeatable. Try it yourself. Put some sound effects into your cartoons.
Leave it out, will you? I'm trying to sleep.
My name is Joseph and I had an art attack with sand and glue.
Hello, my name's Joshua and I had an art attack with hole punch confetti. Hello, my name is Darren and I had an art attack with glue and glitter.
Great art attack from Sherwood Park School. Draw a picture onto some paper or card and paint it, not with paint, but with glue. Now, I'm using PVA glue here, but you can use any glue that you can lay your sticky hands on. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just painting the glue right up to the edge of my pencil marks. Now, you don't have to paint the glue on. You can squeeze it straight from the bottle if you've got a steady hand. Let's see how steady my hands are. OK, I'm just keeping to my pencil line. Going all the way around there. Ah, not so bad. Doesn't matter if you're a bit wobbly, because it will tidy up in a minute. There it goes. On the last strip there, doesn't matter, because again, that will tidy up. And while it's still wet, I'm going to use some glitter. Now watch this, just chuck the glitter on. Now this is the bit where you don't have to be neat and tidy. Just chuck it on as long as it covers the glue. There we are, a bit of silver. Now, I think we need a bit of blue for up here. Now I'm using different colours here. I've strategically worked out where they should go beforehand. But again, don't have to be too neat. I do with this bit though, a little bit of flesh glitter. Now where did I get flesh glitter from, I hear you say? Well, I mixed it, I say. It's simply gold glitter, silver glitter and red. Or if you want the skin a bit darker, just put some blue in. All the way down there. Reminds me of an eruption from a glitter volcano. There we go. A little bit more fresh colour in the bottom there. 2 little blobs. And just chuck on some red there. There it is. Completed. Just make sure all the glue is covered with glitter. And then put it to one side. Let it dry. And let the glue soak up all the glitter. And then the good bit. You simply tip it and shake and shake and shake and shake. And there it is, a glitter picture. Try it yourself. Get your fingers sticky and give yourself a glue and glitter attack. I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!
This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is Art Attack.
Hello there. Welcome to Art Attack. How'd you turn yourself into a super fit human being in less than 5 minutes? Well, for a start, you don't need this. Let's see. Oh, you don't need this. What you need is this. A large sheet of paper or card and a strip of paper big enough to go round the front of your head. And you need to just twist these little end bits there. And this is a real good way of measuring the front of your head. Now what I'm going to do is take a pencil and draw a rough oval there, just using a strip of paper that I've just used to measure my head as a guide. It doesn't have to be accurate at this stage. That should do. And then you cut it out. And when you've cut it out, try it on for size. And if it fits, start bodybuilding. Right, now what sort of body do I really want? Thick neck. Now I think I need a muscle. I think I'll have 2 muscles, actually. In fact, let's go over the top with muscles. Now, when you're drawing muscles, I think it's just a case of drawing a big pile of balloons on your arm. There's an arm there. Another arm with a hand on it. Let's see. Bodybuilder's chest that I've worked up on the barbells I had over there. I don't think. And then let's put some trunks on down here. Now, I don't know why, but to me, these bodybuilding supermen always seem to have trunks on that are far too small. So there you go. And now, the old super strong legs, the muscles bulging, knee, there it is, down the bottom, muscle on the back of the leg. And now, for the feet, 1, 2, 3, 4 toes, and a big one on the inside. And 1, 2, 3, 4 toes. Good tip to remember, big one on the inside. And there's your feet. And when you've done it, see if it fits.
Oh, I feel like a new man. What do you think?
Yes, very nice. But so is this. Colour it in, cut it out, stick it to some backing card, cut a semicircle for your neck, a hole for your hand. It all adds to the effect. And what about this? Cut out a picture of a body from a magazine, cut off the head, stick it to some card. Yes, I think this is the body for me. So there you are. In less than 5 minutes, you can give yourself a brand new body. Of course, sometimes it can go hideously wrong.
So, with just a large sheet of paper and some imagination, you can change your body. You know the body I've always wanted? Nelson's! Then I could sit proud over Trafalgar Square. There are, of course, some drawbacks. Hey, that's nice. Salt on black paper. You can get some terrific results. I've done a salt picture of Buckingham Palace. Well, top came off the container, didn't it?
I think one of the easiest and most effective ways of drawing a picture is using scribble. I mean, let's face it, we can all scribble. Take a black felt tip pen and just scribble all over your sheet of paper like this, and just go right back to the beginning there. Then take a coloured felt tip pen and just draw in, well, anything you like, really. I'm going to do like a crazy zigzag design here. One just up at the top there, I think. And then take a different coloured felt tip pen, and I'm going to colour in one of these blocks here. That's it. And slowly, bit by bit, fill in all the blocks. And I think that's a very effective graphic design. Another way to do a scribble picture is to take a pencil and do a very rough pencil drawing. I'm going to do a pair of scissors here. That's it. And I think I'll do the Art Attack pencil. That's it, just very rough drawing. And then colour it in using felt tip pen. I'm going to use grey here. Just go all the way down with your scribble. You don't have to be neat, as long as you just keep it to the boundaries of the pencil marks. A bit of blue for the handler thing, that's bright blue. Going all the way around, scribbling. And that one. Again, you don't have to be neat. For the Art Attack pencil, I think we'll choose red for the tip. I like a fleshy colour there. And come all the way down, again, not being neat. And this is a technique a lot of graphic designers use in advertising. And when the felt tip is dry, the good bit, take a rubber and just rub out all the pencil marks. That is, and then you are left with a very wobbly, shaky scribble picture. Look at that. And with a bit of practice, you can actually do a scribble picture without doing any pencil lines. Just watch this. Let's see. I think I'll take black to start with. Right, there we go. Try it yourself. Get scribbling.
You see? You can use scribbles to make patterns or pictures, and they look great. I've done one. Have a look at this. There you go. Paul Gascoigne. Oh.
Hello, my name's James.
And my name's Tony.
This is our bird. It's an eagle. We made it to look like it's just coming into land. It's made out of gum strip and wire.
Hi, I'm Lawrence Jennings.
And I'm Simon Hillman.
And this is our hawk in flight. Well, actually, it's coming to land. As you can see, the wings are gliding back. And we made it with gum strip and wire.
Superb bird sculptures there from Hextable School. And that's an Art Attack using materials that I'd never even considered. Brown paper parcel tape. You know, the type that you have to lick on the back and it tastes absolutely awful. Well, look what I've discovered. You take one of these thin carrier bags, the type that you get at a supermarket checkout. If you scrunch it up into a sausage shape, a thin shape like that, and then fold it round onto your fist into a loop, and then take some sticky tape just to hold on to it. Wrap the sticky tape around. It's a bit tricky, but persevere. Doesn't matter that that bit's sticking out. And then if you take some of this brown paper parcel tape and you soak it in water. Now, you can lick it if you want to, but I think it tastes foul. There it is, nice and wet. Doesn't matter if you over-soak it. And then you start to wrap it around your loop. There it is, just trapping in the end bits there, threading it around. It can be quite tricky to do. It's lots of fun to do. Very messy as well. So it's a good idea to do it on some newspaper. Just keep threading it around there, pulling it nice and tightly. And when you've run out of paper, just tear yourself another strip off and keep going till you've covered the whole loop in 2 or 3 layers. When you've done that, leave it to one side to dry. And the amazing thing is, when it's dry, it goes absolutely rock solid. Then you can put a design on it. Now, I'm going to use some acrylic paint here. It's best to use acrylic paint. You get some acrylic paint maybe from school in the squidgy bottles. I'm just going to slosh it on to show you how it works there. Now, you don't have to use paint. You can use some of this coloured paper. Now, I'm just sticking it on with a bit of glue there. You can use both if you like. Now, you know, I never throw away any paper that I get on presents because it's always got this fabulous shiny quality. It doesn't matter if it's covered in glue at this stage. So what you do is just press it all down there. Leave it to one side to completely dry. Now, when it's completely dry, and that's very important, you then just slosh on a load of PVA glue. Again, the school glue. Now, I keep going on about this stuff, you know, but I think it's brilliant. It looks very messy at this stage. Don't worry, because when you've completed your design, let it dry, covered it in PVA glue. If you leave that to dry overnight, it comes out looking like that. Now, the PVA glue has dried hard with a real shiny finish on. And look at that, fabulous piece of designer jewellery. It's a bangle that you can put on your wrist. And if you crunch your paper into different shapes and you wrap the paper tape around that, you can create all these pieces of jewellery. Done with less than £1 worth of brown paper parcel tape that I bought from a stationery shop. And you can try other things. Try it yourself. Give yourself a brown paper tape attack, and I'll see you next time.
And so will I. These are great.
This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is Art Attack.
Hello and welcome to Art Attack, the big art show that uses a lot of paper. Look at all this scrap I've collected. Well, don't throw it away. Use it, I say. Now, let's see what we've got here. Yes, that's good. That's good. And that is perfect. Come and have a look at this. Now, you need a piece of scrap paper big enough to screw up into a ball in the palm of your hand. And I think black paper works best for this. And there it is, a fantastic scrap paper ball. No, I'm only kidding. Put that to one side. And you need a piece of paper that's roughly 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres. Doesn't have to be perfect, though. Screw it up. Doesn't matter if it tears a bit. All adds to the effect. And there it is, or whatever you want to call it, really. Put it to one side. Then you need some PVA glue. Now, it's the squidgy bottle type of glue, the school glue, and you dip your whatever it's called into the glue, and you get the ball that you made, and you notice in the ball here are loads of cracks where you've screwed it together. Well, you just insert this, whatever you want to call it, into the ball, bend it down a little bit, and then take another one, dip that into the PVA glue. It has to be PVA glue, you'll see why in a minute. And put that into the crack. And you can do as many of these as you like, but I find 6 works best. And when you've done 6, put it to one side. It will look something like that. Now we need some white scrap paper. Screw it up into a very tight ball. There it is, I'm pressing it together there with my fingers. And I've got another one there. And a piece of red will do nicely for what I want. I'm just going to cut it roughly into an oval shape. Again, it's not a perfect oval, but that'll do for what I want. Black felt tip pen, and just draw a dot on the edge. There, and again, another dot on that side. And then back to the good old PVA glue. I use this quite a lot, it's my favourite glue, this. Gives a real good finish. Then you just stick that onto the top. The original piece. Again, in there. Creating, whatever you want to call it, really. And again, this. And just slap it in there, in one of the cracks. And there it is. And then the sloppy bit. It wouldn't be Art Attack without a sloppy bit, would it? Loads of PVA glue all over the back. Go over it completely. Cover all these side bits down there. And even go over these bits that you've just done here. And let's face it, it looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but I promise, if you leave it to dry overnight, the next day, it will look something like this. Look at that. The PVA has gone hard, shiny, and rather shell-like. It could look like this, on the other hand, if you make some eyes, glitter around the side there, and some scrap paper teeth, or if you use greaseproof or tracing paper, it could look something like that. Again, I've made glitter eyes. A little tongue there, just turn it round so you can see that. Long piece of paper, and I've curled it around a pencil. And when you're at that stage, just get some cotton, covered in glue at the moment, it's sticking everywhere. Put some sellotape onto it, attach it to the back, and then hang it up in your bedroom and give unwelcome visitors a terrifying scrap attack.
It's amazing, isn't it? Just with scrap paper, PVA glue and a packet of felt tips, you can make something that looks so incredibly lifelike. No! Take it away! I'm an arachnophobe!
Have you ever tried making a watercolour painting? Not using paint, using water.
that is grand. Just a mop and bucket and plenty of water. Hey, I did a picture of Princess Diana with a water pistol last week. Do you want to see it? Well, it's dried now, hasn't it?
Have you ever noticed the way things look faded the further away they get? For example, this hill is really close and it's a nice rich shade of green. The hill behind me is a bit further away, so it's faded. And the really faded hill is miles away in the distance. Well, it isn't really. These two are stuck together. It just looks like this because it's more faded. That's a good tip to remember when you're making pictures. Come and have a look at this. Now, I've made this picture here of a range of mountains and some trees, but there's something not quite right about it. Now, what I want to do is I want to make these mountains look like they're behind the trees. So, if I take the trees away, bring in some tracing paper, put the tracing paper over the mountains to fade them, then put the trees back. Ah, now that's better. Look at that. I'm even going to put my house in there. Yeah, I wish I lived there. Now that's looking much better. But what happens if you fade the trees and the house? Well, there's another sheet of tracing paper. Put that over. And there the trees are now faded, as is the house, and the mountains have gone even further into the distance. Now, if I bring a wall and a gate down here in the foreground, now that completes the picture. So you've got a nice, strong black down here in the foreground. You've got faded trees and house in the middle distance. And way off into the distance, you've got a very faded set of mountains. Now, that's good. The picture's now got depth, and it's got very long distance in it. But this also works over short distance. Let me just get rid of that. Now, here I've drawn a picture of a car. Now, the car's coming towards you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in charcoal a picture of a car. Just cut it in there. Blow off the excess charcoal and fade it. And it's just rubbing it with my fingers. It makes it look as if that car is in the distance. Now watch what happens if I do a car that's a stronger colour, or a stronger grey, in other words, black, than the middle car. There you go, just a rough picture. The car, there it is, colour it in. It's a long time since I've seen a car look like this. And just round the edges off a little bit. Now that's nice and strong. You can even see the back windows there. And it looks like that car is in the lead, that one's behind it, and that one is in the distance. Now, look what happens when I put another colour on it. The faded car, you can hardly see them at all. The one in the middle, you can see them a bit better. It's a bit stronger. You can just about see the indicator lights there. But the car that's nearer to you, well, got loads of chalk on there. Create the effect of headlights. That's it. And put, just blow it off. Headlights in. And there it is. You've got that car winning, that car second, because it's a bit more faded, and the really faded car is way off in the distance. Good tip to remember that. Things look faded the further away they are. Try it yourself.
I think I've got that. Things seem to fade as they get further away from you. What's that?
A green piece of paper, a long way away.
My name's Michiko. It's Mexican style on my t-shirt. I did it by gunking.
My name's Gemma. These are my glasses. I gunked them.
My name's Laura. This is my flower design made out of lines.
Brilliant graphic designs from Bedgebury School and a good art attack, just using lines.
try it yourself. Give yourself a graphic design line attack, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!
This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is Art Attack.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Art Attack, the big art show that gives your eyeballs a shock. How are you? I am okay. And you? I am okay too. ILCU 200. You ever done that? Look at car number plates, and sometimes they spell out silly words, or if you say it quickly, part of a sentence, like ILCU 200. I'll see you tomorrow. Get it? Well, customised number plates like this can cost thousands of pounds, so why not make your own? All you need is a piece of card big enough to draw a rectangle 30 centimetres by about 10 centimetres, the size of a number plate. And then you just draw your letters inside. You can draw part of a silly word, or you can even include your name, if you can work that out. And what I'm going to do here is just put in the screw for the number plate there on the other side. All adds to the authenticity. And there it is. It says I-M-N-E-L. And if you say it fast, I am Neil. In other words, I am Neil. When you've got it to that stage, you can cover it with this sticky back plastic. You know the stuff that gets everywhere and you're getting a terrible mess with it? Well, I'm not going to do it now. I've already done it. There it is. It gives it this brilliant glossy finish. Then you need some of this wood adhesive. Now you can get this from do-it-yourself stores or good art and craft shops, and it's just a case of squeezing it onto the pencil lines on your designed number plate. Doesn't matter if it goes a little bit wobbly. Don't forget the screw, because what happens is if you leave it to dry overnight, the wood glue tends to spread out to just about the right size for number plate letters. There it is. I'll just do that bit to show you there. If you leave it to dry overnight, next day it'll look something like this. And you see you've got this brilliant raised surface and all the wood glue has gone very hard. Then take a permanent marker and just colour in black all over. It doesn't matter if you go over this edge at all. We'll keep it off the rest of the number plate. Now the reason I say a permanent marker is because it covers much better than an ordinary water-based marker. And sometimes you might have to go over it twice there. And of course, permanent marker doesn't rub out and it dries with a shiny finish. Don't forget the screw. And you keep going over all the letters of your number plate. Let's finish it there. When you've finished, you can cut it out and you have something that looks like that. There it is. Your own customised number plate. I-M-N-E-L. I'm Neil. And what do you do with it when you finish with it? Come and have a look at this. You stick it on the front of your bike. But do yourself a favour. If it starts to rain, don't forget to take it in. And what if you haven't got a bike? You could always put it on the front of your bedroom door. Mess around with all the letters. There's loads of different names you can try. I am Ellen. I am Stevie. I am Nigel. You are a BB.
I had such fun doing that. I got my yellow card, stuck on sticky-backed plastic, squeezed out the wood glue, and then coloured over the top of it. It's great. Luke, I am dead. Clever. I had my hair cut the other week, collected up all the bits and pieces and made it into a picture. What is it? It's a sculpture of a pile of stone chippings.
A picture that you really like and try to copy it and can't quite get it right. Make some copy paper. Have a look at this. Ordinary wax crayon, just brushed thinly on there. To a piece of scrap paper, turn it over, get a pen or a sharp pencil, draw on the other side, and there the wax crayon is printed through onto the other side. Now you can use this technique to make copy paper. So okay, here's the paper I want to draw onto. I'm just lining it up carefully. Here is my copy paper. Now what I've done here is just charge the back of a sheet of paper with the wax crayon. There's, line that up. And here is the picture that I want to copy. So again, lining them up carefully, and it's just a case of pressing with your pen. Now, I find this technique very handy for copying pictures into my good drawing books. It is going around all the lines there, pressing really firmly. Just up the side, following it all the way around. Just finish it off with the tail. There it is. There you have it. Remove the copy paper and underneath, I suppose you could call it a copycat. You can also turn a magazine photograph into copy paper. Here's the paper I'm going to copy onto. Here's the magazine photograph I want to copy, and on the back I've just covered it in wax crayon. So again, place that on the top and just lining it up. You can see you've got to get one on top of the other and press. You can do a drawing, a copy drawing of your favourite sports personality or pop star and draw it in to your own drawing book. I suppose you could cut it in afterwards. And it's all the way around, just keeping to the outside lines. I'm just going to go around the outline there. Of course, mustn't forget the ball. Lift up the photo, and underneath you have your copy picture. Of course, you could do a multicoloured copy picture. Here's the paper I want to copy onto. Again, just lining it up very carefully. Here's my multicoloured copy paper, just loads of wax crayon stripes. Lay it onto my paper. Let's see what this does. I know. Why not, eh? Put the old Art Attack splodge up there. And now it's an Art Attack multicoloured splodge. Look at that. Try it yourself. Make your own copy paper.
That's a neat tip. Copying paper using only wax crayons. I've done one of those. A fantastic portrait of John Major. Make sure you scribble on the back of the picture, though.
My name's Wesley and this is my picture. I used pastels and then I smudged it. I used a few nocturnal animals and it is the wood in the mist.
My name's Anne. This is a picture of sunrise. We used yellow, pink and brown and green.
My name is Gemma Edwards and this is a picture of a girl looking out of the window in the afternoon. I done it with chalks and I smudged it.
Good Art Attack from Maundean School. I think smudging is a brilliant effect. Watch this. Ordinary stick of chalk, black sheet of paper. Just make some strategic lines on it. And this is just ordinary school chalk. Get in a packet. I'm just making some lines here, pressing very hard to get as much chalk onto the paper as I can. A couple of circles here. Again, pressing hard. Get loads of chalk dust on. And I think I need just a couple of dots here. And then it should be ready. Okay, there it is. Just blow off the excess dust. And then smudge. Smudge in this direction to start with. Bring it down, then up to meet it the other way. All the time just smudging with the end of my finger. It's as simple as that. In the other direction, there. In both directions if you like. A bit down here. Just slowly building up the picture just by smudging. Look at that. Go in every direction here, I think. That's it. Smudge it right out. Not only is this very effective, it's also, as you can see, great fun to do. And you can always charge your picture up again. There it is. And a little bit of red down there, just to finish the effect. A bit there, a bit there. One blow. And there it is, Lorry in the rain. And where's the rain? Well, of course, it's on the road. Another good way to smudge is to cut out a shape from a sheet of cardboard, any shape you like, any size you like, and smudge off the edge. Try it yourself. A bit of chalk, a bit of paper, and give yourself a smudge attack. I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!
This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is Art Attack.
Hello there, welcome once again to Art Attack, the big art show that gives your eyeballs a shock. I've got someone I'd like to introduce you to. This is my best friend's sister. Lovely, isn't she? Now, don't worry, I haven't gone mad. You see, it all started the other day when I was doodling, and I was drawing around my hand, like that, onto some cardboard, and I thought to myself, I wonder what it would look like if I cut it out. So I did, and it looked something like that. I then thought, what would happen if I drew around the bottom part of my arm, just like that, join the end bit up, cut that out, it looks something like that. I then thought, what would happen if I drew around the top part of my arm, just like that, join those bits up, and cut them out. Well, guess what? It looks something like that. So then, just get rid of that. I started to cut some slots. Now, if you ever have a problem cutting slots in cardboard, just soften it up with a bit of water first. Then it's just cutting the top. Get rid of that. And snipping the top there as well. And in the top, just pull those bits out. And then the good bit. Snip in the hand. And then, this looks painful, don't worry, it isn't. Start to crack the fingers. And bend them over, just like that. Just like real fingers, really. So, when my hand was in that condition, I started to slot everything together. Just like that. And there. And that. Into the top piece. And there I had an arm. Hello. So then I thought to myself, what would it be like if I did it with my other arm? Well, it was something like this, because I did do it. But then I had a brainwave. I thought to myself, what would it be like if I drew around all the different parts of my body, cut them out, put slots in them, and slotted it all together? Come and have a look at this. Well, he looked a bit armless, but we'll soon fix that. Put his left hand in. There. His right arm in. There. And at that point, I had a problem. How should I draw around the head? Should I do it from the front, or should I do a sort of side-on profile? Well, I soon overcame it. I did both. I put a slot down one, a slot up the other, slotted them both together, and there he was. My best mate. He used to be a cardboard box too.
Cardboard is terrifically useful stuff. By the way, be careful with all that cutting, won't you? It's incredibly lifelike, though. Thank you very much.
Drawing in the sand is great. Hey, good thing you didn't draw an elephant.
Watch this. You might have done something like this at school. Draw a simple square with a pen. Doesn't need to be accurate, just a rough square. And take a pencil and draw another square to the right of your first one and slightly higher. Doesn't matter if they overlap. Join the corners, and there you have a 3D cube. This also works for a circle. It's not easy to draw a circle freehand, but there we go. Back to the beginning. Not bad. And then this time I'm going to go a bit to the left and slightly down on my original circle. There it is. And again, join the top, join the bottom, sides, and there you have a 3D cylinder. Now, the truth is, this works for almost any shape, and it's a great technique to use when drawing 3D block lettering. Watch this. I'm going to draw a T. There's the top of the T. This is a block T. Tail of a T there. And with a pencil, I'm going to go slightly to the right, slightly higher, and again, overlapping. It doesn't have to overlap. It can be a bit further away. And I'm going to join these corners, bottom corners there, insides there, and the bottom here. And there it is, a block T. Now, when you've got it to this stage, you can rub out all of the pencil lines once you've actually gone over the outside lines in pen. There it is. Just put the outside lines in. You don't have to rub out the lines. You can always just colour over them. And this works better if you've got a darker pen. I'm going to use this lighter orange colour just so you can see the original lines in there, to see what we've done. And for the side and the top edge, just use a different colour. Again, if you use a darker colour, it makes it look like shadow. on the side of your letter. And there it is. A block letter. Of course, there is another way that you can do block lettering. Using one of these. I call this my 2-in-1 pen. What I've done is I've sellotaped a pencil and a pen together. And you just draw with the both of them, making sure both tips are touching the paper at the same time. So here we go. Because it's most important that the pen touches the paper. So I'm actually drawing with the pen. The pencil is drawing itself. There it is. And go over the pencil lines with another pen. Just join up these edges. Down there, across there, down the bottom there. And then this edge. As you can just see the top of the T along there. So join that up. And there it is. And when you've done all the outside lines, just colour it in however you like. 3D lettering. It looks brilliant when you put words together for posters. And brilliant when you do it on greetings cards.
Yum ba bum 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 bum. It's always nice when you get a really special card on your birthday. Bum ba bum 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 bum. It is my birthday today. Yeah, honest. Look, I got a card from my mum. Bum ba bum 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 bum.
Hello, my name's Robert Shine. This is my cityscape of New York flats. It's just built of a cardboard box and newspaper.
My name's Adam. This is my picture. It's based on mother and son. It's made out of newspaper.
My name is Stephen Rudman.
And my name is Alex Campbell.
We have made this out of newspaper and card. It is meant to be buildings in a big city like New York.
Great art attacks, all using newspaper. Now, don't throw away your newspapers when you finish with them. Use them, I say. Now, what I've done here is I've cut out some columns of writing, and I think if you look closely at them, all the words look like bricks. No, don't worry, I have gone a bit mad. Watch this. I fold down one side, fold down the other side, like that. And then I cut across the top, there. Another one down there. Get those bits out of the way, don't need them. Fold over again. And there you have a 3D, well, I'm not going to say what it is. I'll bring in another one. There's another one that I've folded and cut over the top. And another one there. Nope, it's not a rocket. Put a load of bricks together, and what you get? Yes, of course, buildings. I'll put another one there. Now, if I use part of the newspaper that's got a photograph on it, just tuck it behind, it gives the effect of a building in the distance there. Another fat one down the front, and slowly but surely, I think I'll put that on top there. So you can just lie them on the top. You can glue them if you like. I'm just laying them on to show you. And I think one more, let me see. How's about right in the middle, just laying it on, having a bit of black peeping through there. Now, I've cut a moon out of Orange magazine, so I'm going to just pop that in the top there and get some glitter and just sprinkle that over the city skyline to create the effect of stars. That's it, shining away. And this is the good bit. Watch this. I'm just going to create the effect of reflection from these buildings, like that, which makes it look as if they're standing in front of some water. Now, this moon here, just put a little bit in there. Great effect, that. Ah, we need a roadway in front of the buildings and put stars, buildings, roads and water together, and what you get? New York. Hey, why don't y'all try it yourself and give yourself a New York newspaper attack? I did. Have a go yourself. And don't forget, you don't have to be a great artist to be a great artist. I'll see you again. Ta-ra!